Hi, third grade. Welcome back. Today we are doing lesson 12.8. That is on page 741. All right. Okay, so let's start by unlocking the problem.
Unlock the problem.
All right, so let's read that again. So what we're looking at over here is a Venn diagram, and we've seen those before. That's when we are seeing what's the same and what is different. So for this one, we're looking at rectangles and rhombuses. We want to know what's different about these shapes, and then also in the center is what's the same. Oops. So, like we always do, we need to figure out what is it that we have to find. So let's underline the question. What type of quadrilaterals are in both circles? All right, and then that's right here. What do I need to find? That's what we need to find. What type of quadrilaterals are in both circles? Okay. So let's answer some of these questions. I'm going to read right here. Solve the problem. What is true about all quadrilaterals? Can you think of something that they all have? Let's get ready to write. All quadrilaterals, they all have four sides and four angles. All have four sides and four angles. Okay. Next question. Which quadrilaterals always have two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel? So opposite sides parallel, they will never cross paths. They always stay on their own lines. Can you think of what types of quadrilaterals are always like that? Okay. If you're thinking of a square, that's correct. So a square always has opposite sides that are parallel. Same with a rectangle. And finally, a rhombus. Those always have opposite sides that are parallel. Okay, next question. Which quadrilaterals always have four sides of equal length? So all four sides are the same length. And if you're thinking square, that's right, a square does. And a rhombus. Okay, last question. Which quadrilaterals always have right angles? So that means they always have all of their line segments make right angles. So if you need, go back up here and look. Which ones always have right angles? Well, we know that squares do. And so do rectangles. Okay. So moving on. The quadrilaterals in the section where the circles overlap always have what types of pairs that are opposite sides that are parallel? So let's go back up and look. So we want to answer the question of what type of quadrilateral is in both circles. So they're what are rectangles and rhombuses? Well, we know that rhombuses always have sides that are the same length. And we know that rectangles have opposite sides that are parallel and they have right angles. So what type of shape is in both circles? If you're saying squares, that's correct. So the quadrilaterals in this section where the circles overlap always have two pairs of sides that are parallel and four sides of equal length and four right angles. So squares are in both circles. Okay, let's try this again. Turn your page. And we're going to look at another Venn diagram. Okay. All right. So let's look at this Venn diagram. We have quadrilaterals over here, and then polygons with right angles. Remember, a quadrilateral has four sides. And then these are all shapes with right angles. All right. So the Venn diagram shows the shapes Andrea used to make a picture. Where would the shape shown below be placed in the Venn diagram? So we're looking at this shape here. Where would that go if we had to put it in the Venn diagram? Well, let's count the sides first. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Okay, so we know it is a quadrilateral. Let's see, does this shape have any right angles? Yeah, it has two, right there and right there. Sorry, it's hard for me to write with this little pen that I'm using, but you just have to be kind of careful. We could put a right angle there and then again on the bottom. Okay, so it has four sides and it also has right angles. So this shape would go in the middle. Because it's a quadrilateral and it has right angles, it has both, so it gets to go in the middle. Okay. We're going to skip the rest of this page. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these shapes and we're going to decide where they go in this Venn diagram here. Okay. All right. So, sorry. Let's look at the Venn diagram first. Polygons with right angles, polygons with all sides of equal length. Okay. Um, so we want to see, okay, so let's start reading the problem. Jordan is sorting the shapes at the right, that's all these shapes here, in a Venn diagram. Where does this shape go? So that's a rhombus. Where does the rhombus go? First, look at all the sides and the angles of the polygons. Next, draw the polygons in the Venn diagram. So we're going to take these shapes up here and decide where they go. Let's start with this first one, this rectangle. Okay, we need to think, does this shape have polygons with right angles? Yes. Is it a polygon with all sides of equal length? No. These are not all the same size. So that rectangle would go over here, right? It just has right angles, but not all sides are the same. So the next one, this triangle here, does that have any right angles? No. Are all three sides the same length? Yes. So that triangle would go polygons with all sides of equal length. Let's look at the square. Does the square have right angles? Yes. Are all the sides the same length? Also yes. Okay, that one goes in the middle because it has right angles and all sides are the same length. All right, let's look at this triangle here. Does this triangle have a right angle? Yes. Are all three sides the same length? No. So that would just go under polygons with right angles. Okay. Okay, let's look at this shape here. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, so it's a pentagon. Does it have right angles? Yes. Do all the sides appear to be the same length? No. So that one would go only on the left because not all the sides are the same length. Okay, let's look at this shape here. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. Do you remember what a polygon is called that has 8 sides? It's called an octagon. All right, and just looking right away, I know that all of those sides are not the same length because this one over here is much longer than these sides here, but it does have right angles. So that would go over here. Just do your best drawing. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then this shape here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. It's a pentagon. Does it appear to have right angles? No. Are all of the sides the same length? Yes. That polygon, go over here, has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, last one. This square, it has 4 right angles. All 4 sides are the same length. So think about where we're going to put it. If you're thinking in the middle, you are correct. Okay. Okay. But we need to answer the question of where would this shape go? Okay. Where would that shape go over here? So it has 4 sides and they're all the same length, but they don't have any it doesn't have any right angles. So that green rhombus would go over here. Okay. We're going to do 2 more. I want you to turn your page. And we're going to do number 6. Okay. So find number 6 starts with there. There are 42 students from 6 different classes in the school spelling bee. Each class has the same number of students in the spelling bee. Use the bar model to find how many students are from each class. So this is going back to a few chapters ago when we were learning about division and equal groups. So let's read it again. And as we read, we are circling numbers that we need and underlining the question. There are 42 students from 6 different classes in the school spelling bee. Each class has the same number of students in the spelling bee. Use the bar model to find how many students are from each class. So what's our total here? We have 42 students. That's how many students there are. And there are 6 classes. So we know that that's 6 equal groups. How are we going to put 42 into 6? We're going to divide it. So here we have our 42 students. That's the whole bar model. And they've broken it up into 6 equal groups because that's how many classes there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you need to think 42 divided by 6 equals what? Or you could use multiplication to help you. 6 times what number equals 42? Take a minute to think. Hopefully we can do this faster now. 6 times what is 42? If you said 7, that's correct. 7, 7, 7. So we know that there are 7 students from each class that are in the spelling bee. Okay, this is going to be our last one, number 9. Sketch where to place these shapes in the Venn diagram. So we have the triangle and the square. Let's read the diagram first. Quadrilaterals with right angles, polygons with all sides of equal length. So for like all of these polygons here, all the sides are the same length. These polygons here have right angles. Let's start with the triangle, this green triangle. Where do you think it's going to go? Decide where you think it will go, and then we'll correct. I'll give you 15 seconds. Okay. If you said over here, you are correct because it's a polygon with equal length sides but no right angles. So let's look at this square. Where's the square going to go? The left, the right, or in the middle? If you said in the middle, you are correct because it has right angles and all sides are of equal length. So it goes in the middle. Okay, let's look at your homework. You should be able to do all of these. You don't have to do number 3. Okay, let's do number 6 together. How many dots are in half of this group? 1/2 of the group. So we need to think, well, how many dots are there all together? Let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's 18 dots in the whole group. Well, how do we half that number? We have to think, what's 18 divided by 2? Well, we know that it's 6. So 1, 2, 3, oh, I'm sorry, 9. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Duh. So we need to count out 9 and circle it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? That if we were to cut it in half, there'd be 9 over here and 9 over there. So how many dots are in half the group? 9. Okay, let's also do number 5. Madison drew this shape. How many angles are less than a right angle? So we're looking at all of these angles. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 angles. Are any of those a right angle? No. How many are less than a right angle? I'm looking at all of those. Here's a right angle. That's less than, and that's greater than. all of those angles they're all greater than a right angle. So this angle has 0 that are less. 0 are less than a right angle. Those are all greater than. Okay. All right, that's where we'll stop for today. Remember, you need to do your math homework, tear it out, and that's what you'll be turning back into me on Monday. That's the next time your parents need to come and pick up your next 2 weeks worth of work. All right, third grade. I hope everyone is doing well. Take care. Talk to you soon.